Well, hello, Johnny. It's lovely to have you here online and on this platform. And I'm so looking forward just to catching up with you. We've done an interview before quite a few months ago, and so many things have happened. So much has changed. And thank you for actually offering some time with me so that I could just sort of hear where you're at and what's happened and how you wanted to share this story that you're going to share with us, because that's really what I'm looking for. I just want to know a few things about you, and really the most important one is who is Johnny now? I think that's the question that comes to the top of my mind. So, welcome, Johnny. I'm going to hand over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Thanks very much, and thanks for the opportunity. Um, and just your time. I mean, time is sacred, and yeah, so thanks for the opportunity. Basically, John van Rooyen, as you see me, yeah, I'm a family man, married to my wife, and I've got two beautiful kids, live in KZN, and yeah, my story and my journey is basically from where I came from and where I'm at now in my life, which is a radical shift over the last, I would say, 4 years, and then 2 years in the last few months. So, and hopefully, whoever watches this someone will resonate, and even if it's something small that you get out of this interview, I'm happy for that. So yeah, just to give you some context of who I am really, about 4 years ago, in a nutshell, I found myself in a very tough space in my life, with me hitting rock bottom. It happens in life, it happens to people. From a mental well-being perspective, that was 4 years ago. I had my first major panic attack, which really sent me in a downward spiral, questioning why me, why now, what has triggered this off. And, I've had everything together. I've got a great life. And this kicked into gear, really disrupting my life and putting it to absolute halt from a mental well-being perspective. My answer, in short, was to myself, basically everything came to a bottleneck of my past experiences of my life, from when I was a child, from dealing with domestic violence, anxiety, depression, Tourette syndrome, which a lot of people don't know about, and hopefully people can relate to it when they watch this, and insomnia. Anyway, just with giving you some more context, I found all these elements later manifested in my life to the 4 years ago where I had that first panic attack. And that's where I hit that brick wall, Sharon. To all my friends, I was a very grounded person, content, had everything together, outspoken, kind of like, this guy's, he's totally grounded. And that's in a nutshell where my life came to a halt.
Wow. You
Yeah.
know, Johnny, I mean, I know your story, but every time you tell me, it really touches me. I look at you now. I didn't know you that well back then, and I see you now, and it's almost crazy to even imagine you like that, because I see the outspokenness and I see the confidence, and obviously you've expressed to me what you went through. But I
Yeah.
really want to know, like in the last couple of months, something has shifted for you dramatically. There's absolutely no doubt. Anyone that looks at you can see something. And I would love just to hear what that was. Was there something that you did or something that you heard? What was the catalyst for this change that we all have noticed?
Look, Sharon, after that 4 years ago when I had that major panic attack and things spiraled out of control, uh, the first thing I had to do was acknowledge what I had. Acknowledgement for me was the single most profound thing that stood out for me. And when we don't accept things, that's where it really makes makes the journey a lot harder and slower. So I think the turning point for me was my dad passing away last year, which really just made it that harder. He passed away from not depression, dementia. Sorry, and you know, the build up to him passing away, with all the other elements that I'd been faced with over the years, I really just started questioning my life a lot. Like, and being a Christian, that's my faith. Everyone to their own, but I started leaning in more to my faith at the same time because life is hard. So for me, a belief system was important, but I really just prayed and I said, God, what is my purpose out there? What is the purpose of John van Rooyen? Yeah, he's got a family and everything, but what is my purpose? And shortly after my dad passed away, I came across this course that you offered, which was the Awakening. It was something that I wasn't actually looking for at the time, but I came across it. It was meant to happen, and that was the turning point for me, where I did the Awakening course through you. I think it was a stepping stone for that seed that had been sown for me wanting to help others through the seasons that I have had. Anyway, I did the Awakening, and that was a real turning point for me, a very profound turning point. Like at the time, I couldn't quite understand it. I did the 3-day intensive with you, and like, cool, I acknowledged, and it was really a lot on focusing on the 3 principles that we speak about, which is mind, thought, and consciousness. All of these things work together in us. We're made up of a lot of our thoughts. Some are good, some are bad. But after that weekend, that Sunday, which was the end of the Awakening, I went to bed and I was like, okay, cool. I've done the Awakening. It's made lots of notes. But that Monday that I woke up, it was I don't know, there was something that was different. I loved myself more. I accepted myself more. And there was something that and I think I've mentioned it to you before, there was almost this trajectory, or someone like took a defibrillator and shocked the hell out of me. And there was just this presence that I had, where I was not thinking so much about the future. I was living more day to day. I was like, you know what? So what if the future, and I wasn't planning the future so much. So there was a turning point that Monday when I woke up. I was like, something has changed. And ever since then, I'm at a much better, calmer place, living in the present, not living in the past, and not living too much in the future. So that was a turning point for me, to answer your question.
Yeah. Well, it was noticeable. It was really noticeable. You were just this much more calm, more peaceful person. And of course, now you almost finished with coaches training, and there is your whole helping, that seed that was sown, like you said, and what you've been through. I mean, you've already made such an impact on people just through your own vulnerability and your own sharing and reaching out. And I find that amazing, because we just need men like you. We really do. We want people like you who've been through stuff, who are happy to share and say, hey, brother or sister, whoever reaches out, I've been where you're at, and I know, and I'm in a different place now. So, what would you say to someone that's kind of like thinking, sitting on the fence, wondering, is this really going to help for me? Because you don't know what I've been through, kind of story.
I can honestly say that our seasons do not define who we are. And the tough seasons that I've been through, and I've been through a lot of them, and I'm not comparing people that have got different seasons, but I can honestly speak from a place of, I've been through it, I do understand, and I assure you, if you're just willing to take the next step, not be proud, hide the pride, and make the next step to getting back to where home is, your life will change. You stop living in the future, stop living in the past, focusing on the present. And just having said all that, just reaching out about my calling and stuff. There are so many, not just women, so many men out there that are suffering from mental health. And if I can just help one person to share my journey to make a difference in their life, then I've made one difference in their life, and I'm happy with it. But there's
Yeah.
a whole lot of differences I want to make, because life is short and we want life to be larger, and we want people to experience good life and get out of that place where they're stuck. So to people out there, I've been through it. I urge you to make the next step, because it's life changing, and
Sure.
and it'll change your life forever.
Yeah.
We
Johnny,
don't have to live
honestly,
like this. We don't have to. Men,
yeah.
women, kids do not have to live like this. They just need to make the step forward to reach out there.
Oh, you know, it's what the way you're expressing it. It's just like you've got a choice, you know, and you can choose to feel better, because you know that's how it starts. You want to feel better, and then you feel better, and then it just gets better and better and better. And your message is so powerful, you know, like you don't have to live this way.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously we work closely together now, and I'm supervising some of your sessions, and I'm looking at how you are showing up for other people and reaching out and making such an impact on lives. So honestly, Johnny, I just want to say thank you so much for doing that, because like you say, even if one person is um, changed because of your story and what you've been through, you know, that person can go on and help other people. So it's so wonderful to hear your story. And you know, we've got some time left. I just want you to maybe, is there anything you want to share in closing in the last couple of minutes that you'd love people to hear?
Yeah, I think for me, what's important is where I'm at in my life, and what I've gone through is I've made myself vulnerable, because sometimes you have to make yourself vulnerable and not worry about the criticism you're going to get about, hey, that guy's weak, or he's a coward because he's speaking out, or he shouldn't feel depressed or feel anxious, you know. So for me, speaking out is the first step and the shift into the right direction. So just by making myself vulnerable and putting it on different platforms, it makes me feel better, because there are so many guys out there that are just reaching out, but they don't know how to reach out. And all you have to do is make that first step, whether it's a private message. But if you don't make that bold step, and don't let those unnecessary thoughts, because in the coaching sessions and the awakening, we give unnecessary negative power to our thoughts. We are made up of all these thoughts. It's our thoughts that put us in a negative space. We got control of our thoughts. We just need to know how to control those thoughts. You're the
Mm,
skipper of your boat, and if you know how to skipper your boat, you'll steer it in the right direction. So
mm.
anyone out there that is struggling, you don't have to feel like you are weak. You're weak if you don't make the next step.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Stop the suffering. Take the next step, you know?
it'll
Yeah.
change your life.
And you did, Johnny, and I don't know if it was at the beginning of the year or last year, but I mean, to watch your journey unfold has been just amazing. So thank you so much for showing up here. I so appreciate your time. You're away at the moment, but you took some
Yeah,
time out in the evening. So thank you again. And
yeah,
I just wish you so much joy in this season that you're in, and in the calling that you've answered, because wow, you're going to change lives. So thank you for that, Johnny.
yeah. And thank you for your opportunity. Through you, we can touch different lives. We can help people. That's why we're here.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad you're alongside of me on it. So thanks. All right, Johnny.
Thank you for your time, and have an awesome evening.
And you. Bye.
Darren. Bye bye.